Hello and welcome to this special program, President Robert Gabriel Mugabe at 93. This is a special program that we bring you on the occasion of His Excellency Comrade Mugabe's 93rd birthday. I am Tazen Mandezwiza. Thank you for joining us here at State House. But before I go any further, allow me to try and say congratulations to His Excellency using a number of languages that we have in Zimbabwe. Machena in Kalanga, Matswani in Shangani, and in Dao they say Makorokoto Makurutu, in Nambia Machena, Your Excellency, and in Venda is Mashudu Mavuya, in Kosa Hanchu to Halala, and in Chewa they say Mafuno Abuino. In Ndebele is Amhlope, Nejishona Makorokoto. That is congratulations to His Excellency, who is the birthday boy today. But I'll soon be getting in State House to have a one-on-one, no-holds-barred interview with His Excellency, the man who was born on the 21st of February. Come along and follow me. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for affording us this time to talk to you. We know you have a busy schedule. Let me start by saying congratulations, Makorokoto, on turning 93.
Thank you.
Your Excellency, during the Harare Agriculture Show some years back, a palmist once read your poem and predicted that you live up to 100 years, Makorezana. But almost every year you come across the so-called prophets proclaiming that President Mugabe is going to die on this date and that date. But you are here, you are alive. What would you want to say to these so-called prophets as you celebrate 93 years?
So-called prophets, why don't you say prophets of doom? They are prophets of doom who prophesy what really are their wishes. So they turn their wishes into prophecies or dreams perhaps, but hardly any dreams. I would want to think it's just wishes that this man must go, this man must go, and the man is not going. So year in, year out, it's the same wish, and so the same prophecy. Why do you care about them? I don't care about them anymore. We had even some pastors praying for my death, and even a bishop of my church. Ukumatebela nduya watakazobata inomudzimai akazviregera. So you get such people in society. They won't see some of them. In fact, the numbers may tend to increase sometimes. Dakanzwa chimwe chichiti President ari kufa pamuna October. Asi kana asingadi kufa ngaataure naye. So there it is. I don't pay much attention to them at all.
Meanwhile, Your Excellency, there have been calls for you to step down on account of your age. And how do you answer to such calls, including from non-Zimbabweans like Julius Malema?
Do you listen to anything from Malema? Who is Malema? The call to step down must come from my party. From my party. My party at Congress, my party Central Committee. I'll step down. But then what do you get? It's the opposite. They want me to stand for elections. They want me to stand for elections everywhere in the party. And it's their voice I heed, and the voice of no one else. Of course, if I feel that I can't do it anymore, I'll say so to my party, so that they relieve me. But for now, I think I can't say so. And even if I might feel I wanted to rest, but with, that volume of wishes for the president to stand the number of people who would be disappointed is galore, and I don't want to disappoint them. More so that the majority of the people feel that there is no replacement, actually, no successor who to them is accessible, is acceptable, as acceptable as I am. But the people, would want to judge everyone else on the basis of President Mugabe as the criterion. But I have been at it for a longer period than anyone else. And leaders will have to be, as it were, given time to develop and to have that ability to meet with the people and to be judged by the people silently in the majority of cases. The people must see and be convinced that yes, so-and-so can be a good successor. Others think because they have been this long in the party, or they are this in the party, they are capable of succeeding the president. It's not that easy.
But Your Excellency, are you now changing your mind? You're on record for saying you will not groom a successor. But now it sounds like you're saying maybe somebody needs to be given time. Are you now thinking of grooming a successor?
No. That doesn't suggest grooming a successor. A successor is groomed by the people, actually. You see? And those around you can get the confidence of the people as they operate around you, and gain the confidence of the people. When the people see that their leaders, they can trust their leaders beyond corruption, their leaders knowledgeable, sure. That's the grooming, I mean.
Thank you for that, Your Excellency. Now, allow me to move on to the First Lady. When Dr. Grace Mugabe was requested to lead the Women's League, I remember you pointed out that you advised her on what to expect in the political arena.
Sure.
But now, today, with so many stories about her, the family, and yourself, how do you console her against all that? And don't you regret maybe you could have advised her not to get into this?
Against all the world.
The stories that are coming out about her, about you, the criticism and all that.
Criticisms. Well, the criticisms, I get a criticism from the opposition. From the party, well, there have been a few criticisms from Nanam Changwa and so on and so forth. Who, you know, I don't saw something quite different in her. They thought she was an ambitious woman who would want to, you know, to work herself into a position of power. But I have had my first wife, Sally. She organized the women's. We didn't have a women's league here, but the Ghana style, Nkrumah style of the women's league, which gained, you know, acceptance in our region, was introduced by my wife and others in Zimbabwe. My late wife, I mean. But in fact, people were saying, the leaders must not disallow their wives from participating in politics. We want their wives to lead us. But what you get nowadays from some quarters is that the leaders' wives should not participate in politics. Why not? Why not? I don't know what criticisms you are referring to. She's very much accepted by the people. I thought you saw her on television today.
Yes, I did, Excellency. The media tend
it's fireworks, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, sometimes the media tend to write so many stories. And when she's facing all that, how do you comfort her as a seasoned politician?
I've got to know what you mean. She's well seasoned now. She's a very strong character.
That's okay, Excellency. Let's move on from the family to look at economic issues. My first question is on the land reform. I remember you once said on his deathbed, the late Father Zimbabwe, Comrade Joshua Nkomo, told you to ensure that the land is given to the people. If
land to three things: land to the people, unity.
Unity, yes. Yes, the two things. But let me focus on the land first. If you were to talk to him today, what would you say about the land and agrarian reform?
Yes, I would say we have continued to give land to the people, and most of the land which used to be in the hands of the settlers is now in the hands of our own people. And what there is now for us is to ensure that there won't be any retrogression, and that those who have given the land will keep it, will use it, cultivate it properly, and ensure that it's made productive. So I would say what you wanted me to do, I think I have done, and done well. And I think our objective earlier on, which constituted our first grievance as we fought the struggle, that the people, the land that is possessed by settlers must be repossessed by we, the indigenous. And not just that, but that it should also be defended and protected, and never be allowed once again to fall into the hands of the settlers. I think we've done that well.
No, that's okay, Your Excellency. The issue of unity, we'll talk about it later on. Mm-hmm. Still on the economy, Zimbabwe's economy is on a recovery path. But, Your Excellency, what else do you want to see done in order to speed up the process and also to ensure that those jobs that were promised by ZANU-PF towards the last election are made available?
Well, the process, is a gradual one. As we improve the economy sector by sector and bring about employment alongside that improvement, naturally we shall also be transforming the overall economic sectors in accordance with our Zim asset. And transforming it means adding value to the raw materials that might come out of agriculture, mining, etc. So we ensure that upon the exportation of goods from these sectors, we shall receive perhaps double or even more double what we might have got if we didn't transform them or add value to the particular goods. And that whole process is an economic process. As you transform the economy, you are actually ensuring greater employment sector by sector. It's the creation of industry, by the way. And industry is created in mining, in agriculture, and in commerce, by that transformative process which ensures that we can now talk of our country having transformed and the greater part of our people having been employed. And by the way, employment, getting a job is not the only thing that we need to look forward to. We would want to see our people turned into entrepreneurs. That's what I was talking about this morning. My researchers, is it just the production of tobacco or production of tobacco and turning tobacco into cigarettes? But in the process, if our producers were dependent on foreigners for the production, are we now the main producers? Have we really become the producers of our own goods? Have we become the masters of our own economy? Or are we still, thinking of the whites as the best entrepreneurs and the Africans as the laborers for these entrepreneurs? I have my worry in that regard, great worry indeed. Because even where we have said to our people, get together, form companies, partnerships, collectives, as African Zimbabwean entrepreneurs. No, they would want to see investment made by whites where they are able themselves, to get together and invest in the particular area. They want to see a European invest, and then they go and work for that European as a director, as managers, as CEOs, yes. Of course, the whites will be happy to see us continue to work for them. If yesterday they did not, as they held the economy, they did not want Africans to be at the management level. Today, in order to secure their positions, no. And of course also because they recognize that the Africans are well educated and well skilled. They'd be very happy to stay in the country, run various enterprises with Africans African young people from universities at the top as accountants or as managers, CEOs, etc. They in the background. Fine. After all, there are not that many. There weren't that many. They are in the background and they play their game. They have a company here. They like Zimbabwe a lot. They want to stay here, and they have something also in South Africa. So they're not foolish at all. One leg here and one leg in South Africa. Yeah, but those who were here, I think it's better here than in South Africa. And we are seeing in the agricultural sector quite a number of these surreptitious operations where they come and say, well, we don't have to worry if you have a farm. We can cultivate for you. Stay where you are, live in town. We'll do the work for you. At the end of the day, of course, they cultivate, they have the machines, and you are in town, you say, yes. If I'm using him, he's a worker on my farm. He's a worker on your farm, yes. And he'll say, yes, I'm just a worker, manager. Year in, year out. And what happens after 5 years? He's in the same position. Stupid. Stupid we, isn't it? We are doing that. Ndoza tirikuita amene kuti achiko kutadza ere basa sana. I think those who are doing it, I know there are some who are really genuine about farming, and they're doing farming. Even though they in town, they'll have some jobs to do at the weekends, Friday like today, and they go and ensure that their managers are doing the right things at the farms and stay on for some time and correct a number of things on the farms. And have their own children in some cases, yes. But there are others who really have gone to sleep. And the whites have taken over again. Sad, isn't it?
Very sad, Your Excellency.
Maida kuti mugozo pavarungu zvakare.
Your Excellency, you mentioned the concept of weekend farmers. During the week, we end up farm per weekend. Are you therefore suggesting a model where if one is farming, they should be farming? Kana watsvaka basa kutauni, watsvaka basa kutauni. Somebody's argued that Zimbabweans are doing two jobs. One is a farmer, is also a banker somewhere else.
Yes.
So should we be moving towards that, where we are seriously on the land?
I think for now, that double dealing is necessary. Is necessary because it is those in the banks, those in management areas, those working in town, those employed in the civil service, where we have given them farms. They are the ones with the capacity, financial capacity, with money, you know, to really do something on the farms. Then there are others without that capacity, and I would like to believe that those with the financial capacity, by and large, have ensured that the farms belong to them, that they have black managers. Some have their own children who have been to university and done agriculture. And it's not that bad everywhere, but it's bad enough in some cases. And kozoti vasingagoni zvavo, including some of our chiefs, kozoti mamwe maheadmen vanofunga kuti if they have an area of control, vanokwanisa kusetlawo vanhu. Nzvimbo yatakaipiwa ndeyangu. So persons coming from elsewhere can be resettled, provided they pay something. That has been happening. But for my chiefs, I know my chiefs vanorimirwa nevarungu. And who say today, murungu wakanaka wakanaka ari anotirimira. So especially vamwe vakasaririra vatisina varungu vatanga tisati tabvisa vari juxtaposed to the farms, my chiefs and my headmen, and ivavo who are neighbors, you know, have the trickery of doing something for their neighbors who are chiefs and headmen, and then the chiefs say, no, regai kubisa uyu wakanaka naro chaidzo idzo musatibisire. And we have had missions, you see, paid to us, the ministry would want this European who is next to us and who has been doing quite a lot for us. He also is a member of the party. Anoita zvakati. Tinomuda.
Your Excellency, from that, let me take you to the issue of investments.
Yes.
You've signed a lot of investment agreements, including mega investment deals with China. And recently you met the Chinese president while you were on your annual vacation. From that meeting, Your Excellency, just want to know, what did you focus on?
We just focused on the programs that we have with them, and the programs which they themselves have offered us, so that they can be accelerated, and where I think one or two areas like defense, they felt I should raise the issue, claim platinum yavakapaku a Chinese company could exploit, so the money can therefrom can be used to secure to pay the debt which they have. Arms abatenga ku China. That was, I think, the only fresh one. The rest were just, pushing, trying to push so that there is speed in executing, in ensuring that the programs are done. But some are underway, actually. They are underway. But others have stalled because finance has not been able to pay my interest rates, my interests on the funding. They have delayed paying, but they've been paying, but slowly. Anyway, the programs with the Chinese are very good programs, and it was really, for me in general, to ensure that we are strongly together. Xi Jinping, on the programs they promised us, and that the others that come from the 60 billion, we have those which are bilateral, and the others in this multilateral grouping. Well, there are so many African beneficiaries. 60 billion is so. I think we have gone for about 3 or 4 programs to be funded from Maria 60 billion. So, ushamarika kuti kana taenda kwa mungareke kutaura zvamuri kuita.
Asi muchitarisa shamwari dzedu, Your Excellency, muchikombewo nedzimwe nyika dziri muAfrica, vari kutipawo here zvakawanda in comparison with others. in terms of investment?
I think so. I don't know what they are giving other countries, but it depends on our capacity, not only to absorb the funding, but to ensure also that we repay what we should repay by way of the refunds. My funds are not gratuitous. They're not grants. They are debts, that loans that are being extended to us, and we should be able to repay or start repaying them. When then we fail to do so, then our friends say, but what's happening? And this has been the situation in some cases in regard to Chinese loans.
Okay, Your Excellence, let me bring you back home. There were calls made for the establishment of a women's bank, I think as far back as 2013. What has been stalling or delaying the launch of such a bank? I know you are championing the empowerment of women as well.
I just push from the back, but I think it's oncoming. You don't just establish a bank by word of mouth. It must have funds. It must have depositors. And not just initial little amounts. It must attract on a regular basis deposits. I think we have been going through bad times. No liquidity flowing, cash was vanishing, and I don't think it has returned yet, but we hope it will return. So unless you can say there is now a possibility of having the bank resourced financially, and then you'll always be paying lip service to it. And I think this is what we have tended to be doing. It's still the talk on the lips of the women. My SME Nyoni, I call her my SME. Yeah. She has been very, very, very interested in having a bank, a women's bank. And we back her in that. But interest yakhe yemadzimai nokunge vaine funds to be deposited. But if they say we have a bank, And at the same time, from their earnings in the informal sector, they carry what they carry those earnings into their pillows and briefcases back home, and hold the funds back home and become reluctant to release them. Then the bank will not have any resource, and will continue to talk of illiquid banks, illiquidity in the system. That's what has happened. Zimbabwe dzizere nemari, tikati kumapurisa nemasoja go ye house by house and dig for the funds that are being hidden there. Don't take them as yours, but dig them up and tell us who and who have them. You will be guilty. I will be guilty. I don't know who will not be guilty here. Nokuti tinotya timwe ukaona tumari twako wotya kuti ndikanisa kuti ndizoitora mangwana. Hapana. So you tend to keep it. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's not his fault. It's the fault of a system that has not yielded enough cash. Mind you, the dollar is not our currency. We are actually using it. My Americans are good. Okay, we will not impose sanctions on that one. We want them to use our dollar and make it more popular. But then they will say, that is as far as we can go. But we can't issue them fresh piles of dollars when they need them. We are sanctions pop. And that's how we have been restricted. That's a cause of most of the liquidity that we have, illiquidity that we have. It's because we have not been able to replenish the dollars. And if you look at some of the dollars that have gone round, China, goodness me. Kanari ma dollars, $1, pieces. I think they're the dirtiest of all. The smaller ones, $1, $2.
Your Excellency, talking of the dollars, we have the Confederation of Zimbabwe Industries. They are calling for the adoption of the rand as the official currency. And I know right now we also have the bond notes that are also in circulation. But does it appear like Zimbabweans are not confident of having their own currency? What is the solution to having our own currency in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, but you don't seem to know the history. We had our own currency, and then with that galloping inflation, and we thought of giving it up, and adopting the dollar. That's how it all happened. The rand, well, we are a multi-currency country. Well, I don't know why the Ministry of Finance, together with the Reserve Bank, have not wanted, you see, to use other currencies. I've actually asked them again and again, why not have euros? Why not have yen? Why not have rand alongside the dollar? Ticharita. At least if we had had the euro, because there was we had no, I don't think we have sanctions on the euro, you see. But of course the euro was more expensive, slightly more expensive than the dollar, but the difference is minimal. Yes.
Oh, that's okay, Your Excellence. Last year you lamented over how diamond mining has not benefited the nation. You even spoke about how Zimbabwe had been prejudiced of up to 15 billion. And now we have the Zimbabwe Consolidated Diamond Company in place. But why is it that the benefits are not yet apparent?
These various companies which operated alongside the ZMDC operated for quite a long period. We don't know how the earnings, from their operations were accounted for. And they just regarded them as their own earnings. And nothing seems to have come to the ZMDC, which was partner. And in turn, nothing seems to have come to government as revenue. So then we decided, after studying how the diamond sector was controlled in two countries, perhaps 3. Botswana, Namibia, and Angola. And there, just one company. It may have 2 operations or so. The system in Botswana, system in Namibia, it was 2 I looked at. And I was satisfied that there was need for consolidation. They don't allow anyone else. No small company. Hakuna makurukosa. So the diamond industry is in the hands of the state, and it may be the state and the private company together in each case. And I was told by Kama how they are very strict about the earnings. Zama diamonds, of course, that's a resource they depend upon in the main for their survival. So anyway, we offered the other companies, the Chinese one, the Lebanese one, and the Hanam, Sangha, all the 3. The choice do you want to join government in a consolidated company, or do you want to stay out and go? Make your choice. The Chinese said they wanted to go. The Lebanese said they wanted to go. The South Africans said they wanted to go. Bada, the South Africans, Yanam Shanka, they wanted to go. We said, think again. No? They didn't want consolidation. So we said, yeah, why would you resent, consolidation? It's a get together, working together, and then you share the product. Because they used to pocket everything that they got. All right, your question is why has there not been change? Well, it's because it's much more recent. Getting, this new company together, the consolidated company together, has taken time. It had to have the machinery. And in a number of cases also it has been taken to court, and this has tended to delay the process of its operations. It affected the speed with which it could begin its operations.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for being with us on this special program. That brings us to the end of part 1 of the program, President Robert Mugabe at 93. Viewers, please note that we shall be bringing you part 2, where we will continue with this discussion.